Right now, thousands of dollars missing in a burglary on the UW campus. The video police are using to investigate.
Also, a new trauma recovery program for healthcare workers. How the program will use Dane County tax dollars.
And we are looking at some milder starts, but some patchy fog throughout southern Wisconsin. We'll be planning out your morning coming up.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to News 3 Now this morning. I'm Chris Stanford.
And I'm Leah Lynchine. Thanks for waking up with us. We hope your coffee's hot this morning. Chris likes his at a particular temperature.
Yeah, I got mine brewing at the moment.
Okay, that's good to know. We're on cup number 2 or 3 now?
You know,
Lost count.
I don't know why you need to ask. I don't want the folks at home to judge.
I'm not allowed to have more than 1 or 2 every day.
I don't know.
Do you know how hard that is?
Probably very difficult.
It is brutal.
On the list of pregnancy difficulties, though, it's probably not very high.
No, I'd say it's a little low. Right this hour, though, I could use another cup. Maybe you could, too, as we track some rain in the forecast. It's going to turn into snow, huh?
That's right. And because we're going to see the rain first, it's because the temperatures are rather mild, which is why we are starting to see some developments of fog, which is lowered visibility throughout southern Wisconsin. So as you're heading out the door, beware, you're going to need to bring out the rain gear with you when you're not going to need to use it till around lunchtime. But also beware as you're traveling this morning. We are looking at some obscurities around the roads as we're looking at some fog more dense closer towards the Illinois state line, but still looking at visibility between 5 to 6 miles and even lower for many areas. So make sure that you're taking it slow and using your low beams this morning. Now, taking a look at our current conditions right here in Madison, well, things are feeling pretty good. 39 degrees, cloudy. We're looking at those southeasterly winds to continue to carry milder temperatures for us, which again is why we're producing a bit of some patchy fog for many areas this morning. Now, temperatures around southern Wisconsin itself into the upper 30s, near the lower 40s, 37 for Platteville and 39 in for Janesville. Let's go ahead and plan out the rest of our day. Again, lunchtime for us here in Madison is when we're going to be watching for developments of showers as temperatures will be into the mid-40s. We're looking around 50 degrees by the time we get into our late afternoon hours, but the rain showers themselves will continue throughout the course of our afternoon. Heading into our evening hours, around dinner time is when we're looking for that transition to snowfall for us, which could bring in some flurries and showers later into tonight. We'll be timing this out and walking you through it in a few moments. Until then, back to you guys.
All right, Julian Seawright, thank you very much.
6:02 now. A man charged in a deadly shooting on Madison's west side. He is back in court today.
Shane Hogan is here now with what we can expect ahead of his trial. Good morning, Shane.
Hey, good morning, Chris. That's right. 25-year-old Avion Little returns to court today for a jury status hearing. Little was charged with first-degree intentional homicide as a party to a crime after a July 2021 shooting at a gas station on Verona Road on the west side that killed Keyshawn Davis Williams. Court records show Little and Christopher Somerset were at the gas station before Davis Williams showed up. Little and Somerset then began firing at the vehicle Davis Williams was in. Court records show jury selection for this case is set for December 12th, so that's coming up in just a few weeks, and the trial is then scheduled for the 13th through the 16th. We will be covering that trial here on News 3 Now this morning as well.
Shane Hogan reporting for us. Thank you very much, Shane. New this morning, Fitchburg police are investigating a shooting that left 1 man injured over the weekend.
This happened on Sunday afternoon in the parking lot of an apartment complex on High Ridge Trail. The man who was shot called 911 himself to report the shooting and was able to drive himself to the hospital. Police do not think the shooting was random. There is no more additional information about what happened, though. If you know anything, call the number on your screen. That's the Fitchburg Police Department, 608-270-4300. Now to a theft at a UW-Madison fraternity.
Members say a police report is filed, but Madison police have not confirmed that investigation. Because of this, you'll notice the surveillance video that we show here is partially blurred. Our McKenna Alexander reports.
It's kind of violating, to be honest. It just feels a bit like, wow. I mean, I have nothing to do with this guy, but yet still comes out and makes such a negative impact on my life for a second. It's tough to take.
The night before Thanksgiving, Jack Worley crashed on a friend's couch down the hall from his room in the Theta Chi fraternity. Because of this, Worley's room was empty and unlocked.
I woke up in the next morning, started packing, looked for my computer, couldn't find it. And then I check, find my iPhone, and it's about 6 miles east near the airport, near MATC.
Worley wasn't the only one searching for items, as some of his friends in the house also woke up Thursday to find their PS4 and several controllers missing from their rooms. Fraternity surveillance footage shows a man entering 5 rooms and attempting to enter 24 more, but unable to as those doors were locked.
Just these are my group of guys. You know, I'm very comfortable with them. I trust them to not do stuff like that. So I'm not a consistently locking my door type of person.
Worley says he never expected something like this to happen, especially given he was inside the house during the break-in.
There's always something that you feel like you could have done in the past. Like I could have locked my door. We could have made sure that the front door was open. So it's tough to feel regretful about that. I guess the best thing is just to be proactive and overly safe.
As of Monday, the items taken from the fraternity have not been returned. Worley says he hopes his loss helps others gain something. In this case, an important lesson on safety.
It's good to understand that, you know, it's not the end of the world. It's going to get better. I just would really like to hold him accountable, or at least have people be more safe for the future.
McKenna Alexander reporting for us. Worley says he has a meeting with Madison Police this afternoon. Officers still haven't confirmed their investigation into this break-in, so be sure to stick with News 3 Now as we learn more.
It's not the $30 million nurses asked for, but healthcare workers in our area say the county's plans to help fund a trauma recovery program is a solid start. After sharing their experience with work-induced depression and anxiety, healthcare workers say this news makes them feel heard. Dane County leaders have pledged over $500,000 to support mental health, retention, and recruitment services for healthcare workers. Those involved with the program say it'll be the first of its kind.
The hope is that it can grow from here, both here in Dane County and, in other counties and other cities. We hope that they'll pick it up too. So yeah, the feeling is good.
The county's investment comes after countless healthcare workers gave testimonials during detailing their experiences with suicidal thoughts, verbal abuse from patients, and extreme fatigue due to staffing shortages. To figure out the program specifics, county leaders will review proposals from community groups that are eager to fill the need.
We are hearing from outgoing Republican State Representative Tim Ramthan, who's reflecting on his career and future plans. Ramthan was first elected to the State Assembly representing Campbellsport in 2018. In the past year, he became a controversial figure as one of a handful of GOP members actively supporting the decertification of the 2020 election. Ramthan also ran for governor this summer, losing the Republican nomination to Tim Michels.
That was a place for me to go to continue the efforts to get truth and transparency and closure. And I could have fixed some of the broken things that were going on within the legislature had I had that opportunity. That's why I did it.
As for what's next, Ramthan says he has no specific plans, but he's not ruling out running for another position in Wisconsin.
Right now, Madison Mayor Saji Rhodes Conway is leading a delegation to visit one of Madison's sister cities in Africa. The mayor will speak with leaders in the city of Canifing, located in the country of Gambia. State Representative Samba Balda, who is a native of Gambia, organized the trip. Madison and Canifing began a sister city relationship in 2016, thanks in part to Balda's efforts. Canifing is one of Madison's 9 sister cities worldwide, including Freiburg, Germany, and Mantova, Italy.
It is 6:08 on your Tuesday. Coming up, a new era for Wisconsin football being celebrated at Camp Randall. We'll introduce you to Coach Luke Fickell and hear his first comments as head coach.
He looks happy to be here.
Yeah, he does.
Coming up later, the Orion space capsule bringing us some stunning new images from the lunar surface.
Hy-Vee Red Hot deals are super hot this Monday through Thursday. 6 packs of Coke products, only $2.99. Hy-Vee Cottage Bread, only 98 cents. And chicken leg quarters, only 69 cents a pound when you buy a 10-pound bag. Only at Hy-Vee.
Black Friday is here at Menards, and we've got the perfect present for your loved ones. With something for Dad, Mom, and the kids. Everyone in the family will get what they want, even your furry friends. Enjoy the season and the savings. Deck out the tree and stuff your stockings with these great gifts at amazing prices. Hurry in and save big money. These deals won't last long. Doors open at 6 a.m. on Black Friday.
Save big money at Menards.
It's time to
Get more at the Rust Arrow Black Friday sales event. It's our largest selection of the year, and more selection means more savings. Save with 0% APR financing. Save with no payments until after the holidays, and save with more for your trade. Get more and save on a vehicle you actually want. Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Honda, Toyota, Mitsubishi, Kia, Mazda, Nissan, and hundreds of used vehicles. You get more at the Rust Arrow Black Friday sales event. See our largest selection of the year. Visit us at rustarrow.com.
This holiday season at the Century House. Give $50 or more to charity and get $200 off any stressless recliner with power, any stressless recliner and ottoman, or any stressless office chair. Or get $200 off each stressless sofa seat or $400 off all stressless Mayfair recliners and ottomans in all Paloma leather colors. Shop the Century House, 3420 University Avenue in Madison.
I'm Rebecca, and you might know me from reality TV.
And this was my stubborn body fat that I just couldn't get rid of. But then I went to Sono Bello, and they permanently removed my body fat in just one visit.
It is so intensely gratifying for one visit to make this big of a change. It's amazing.
Sono Bello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells permanently on your stomach, hips and thighs, back, and so much more.
It feels incredible to look down, and it's flat. Thank you again, Sono Bello. I'm so happy.
Schedule your free, no-obligation consultation and find out how you can get $250 off instantly. Call 1-800-595-1532 or go to sonobello.com.
Hy-Vee Red Hot deals are super hot this Monday through Thursday. Cheerios or Honey Nut Cheerios, only $1.98. Hy-Vee Macaroni and Cheese, 3 for only $1. And a 3-pound bag of Gala or Red Delicious apples, only $2.49. Only at Hy-Vee.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning.
We are ushering in a new era for the UW football program.
Sure are. The university introducing Luke Fickell as the team's new head coach with a big event last night at Camp Randall. Fickell is a native of Ohio who attended Ohio State, then worked as an assistant there for over a decade. For the past 6 seasons, he led the Cincinnati Bearcats, transforming that program into a national contender. Fickell won the Bear Bryant National Coach of the Year award last year and sent 9 players to the NFL, 8 of which were recruits who developed into stars.
Since getting to Madison, Fickell's been meeting with the Badgers, trying to provide clarity and build some relationships. His pillars for the program are trust, respect, and love. Fickell knows step number 1 to success at UW is winning the locker room.
From visiting with these guys the last few hours, that's what that locker room was built on, and now you've got a new guy that's walking in that's completely different, and they don't know me, and so there's things that have to be done to build those bonds, and they aren't done overnight. They're done with authenticity.
Another thing to keep an eye on is Jim Leonard. Fickell says that they did speak for an hour and will again today. Fickell also says that he is open to bringing in Leonard onto the staff if that's something that Leonard is interested in.
We'll have to follow up on that for sure. An already banged up Aaron Rodgers, meanwhile, getting more scans on the rib injury that took him out of Sunday night's game in Philly. Jordan Love, of course, taking over for Rodgers in the 4th quarter before the team ultimately lost there. Head coach Matt LaFleur says they'll know more about this injury and Rodgers' condition in the next couple of days. But a little bit of good news, he is feeling better.
In Cleveland, Deshaun Watson returning to the football field this week. The Cleveland Browns quarterback is expected to start Sunday against his former team, the Houston Texans. Watson was suspended for 11 games without pay and fined $5 million after more than 24 women accused him of sexual misconduct. Watson has settled all but one of the civil lawsuits against him. He has denied any wrongdoing in those cases. Also, 2 grand juries have separately declined to indict him on criminal charges. Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski says that Watson has the support of his teammates and the Browns organization. He's been practicing with the team full-time since November 14th.
6:14 now. Over to Julian Seawright with your first warn weather. Good morning, Julian.
And we're going to dive right into things for us. We've been watching over the last couple of days here in the first warn weather team a system that was going to be bringing in rain and snow. And we could see that snow stretching its way from the Great Plains all the way into the upper Midwest, and parts of northern Wisconsin have been seeing some light snowfall and flurries early this morning. We're dry now, mild and cloudy, but we are going to start to see those developments later into our afternoon. But that strong system is going to be bringing in a strong cold front, which is going to be dropping temperatures and also is going to be bringing in activity to our friends in the Mississippi Valley, which is listed at a moderate risk for severe weather, which is a level 4 out of 5 issued by the SPC. Now, this is what we're going to be watching for us here in the upper Midwest in southern Wisconsin. By the time we get to our early morning, it's going to be mild, it's going to be cloudy. We're going to start to see developments of rainfall by the time we get into our afternoon, and right behind that cold front is where we're going to start to see the developments of that snow, which is not going to start to change from the rain to snow until we get into our evening hours. And as we continue throughout the rest of tonight, closer towards the midnight hour, we're going to see that system move its way out of Wisconsin, and then right behind it, temperatures are going to plummet. We're not going to be seeing too much in terms of rainfall, less than 1/10 of an inch. Some areas could see close to 1/4 of an inch. That's mainly going to be northwest of Dane County, but instead for snow, also going to be trace amounts for us here in southern Wisconsin. Areas closer towards La Crosse could see around about near an inch of snowfall, but overall not going to be looking at this to be significant in terms of rain and or snowfall, but instead whatever we do see accumulate for us could potentially give us some flash freeze or even some icy conditions heading into our Wednesday morning. Look at how these temperatures just drop once we get into tonight. We're going to be into the upper 20s. Wind speeds are still going to be blustery for us. And as we go into our early morning, we're going to be within the 20s throughout southern Wisconsin. Not going to be seeing sunshine either until we get into about our Wednesday afternoon. So we are going to be looking at potentials of seeing some freezing conditions. Planning out the course of today, just make sure you have your rain gear handy. We are going to be seeing those rain showers start to develop around lunchtime, and stick around until about dinner time, when we'll start to see that transition into snow. Outside of that, here's a look at our 10-day forecast. Temperatures again will plummet going into our Wednesday, upper 20s. Then we'll start to see a slow increase heading towards the weekend. We'll look around 46 degrees on Friday. Could see some flurries at night, but it's going to be quiet for Saturday and Sunday. But us here at the First Warn Weather Team are watching for a potential system for next Monday to bring in some rain and potentially some snow. And a quick look at our traffic as well. Rather smooth along the belt line as we're getting into our 6:30 or close to our 6:30 a.m. hour for us. And for the interstate, rather smooth as butter as well as we're starting off our morning, guys.
Smooth as butter. I'd like to hear that. Thank you, Julian. NASA's Orion capsule has reached its farthest distance from Earth.
That comes as we see incredible new pictures of the lunar surface taken from the spacecraft. Christian Benvenides has the latest on the Artemis 1 mission.
New images from Orion's cameras as it travels through space. These black and white snapshots show a close-up of craters on the surface of the moon. The pictures are taken from over 200,000 miles away. The capsule officially reaching 268,000 miles, the farthest a spacecraft meant to carry humans has ever gone, eclipsing a record set back in 1970 by Apollo 13's Odyssey.
Today, Orion really marked a milestone.
It was a big milestone for the Orion spacecraft and the Artemis 1 mission. It's another sign that this vehicle, the Orion, will be able to safely carry astronauts to the moon.
Orion is now in a distant retrograde orbit, 40,000 miles from the lunar surface. It will take about a week for it to complete half an orbit around the moon. Orion's cameras, often being streamed back live, allow us to view Earth and the moon from deep space.
And it provides a unique perspective. You know, they're able to watch the Earth disappear behind the moon.
NASA officials outlined the progress that's been made and some of the challenges ahead during a late Monday press conference.
Micrometeoroid and orbital debris, which is our top risk driver, is in play until we get out of the space environment.
Boosters in ignition. Artemis 1 is just the first step in a new era of space exploration. If the mission is successful, the next one, set for as early as 2024, will take astronauts on a journey around the moon. And then in 2025, they would return to the lunar surface. Christian Benavides, CBS News, Miami.
Orion's 3-week journey is set to end on December 11th with a splashdown in the Pacific near San Diego.
Pretty cool. All right, luxury fashion house Balenciaga is suing the production company behind its spring 2023 ad campaign. Kind of a wild story here. At issue is this picture in the campaign that included paperwork about a Supreme Court ruling on child pornography. It's circled in red at the bottom of your screen. Balenciaga wants North 6 Incorporated set designer Nicolas Desjardins and his company to pay at least $25 million in damages. The campaign featured actress Nicole Kidman and Bella Hadid and was supposed to replicate a corporate environment. Balenciaga says the prompts in the shoot were supposed to be fake documents, but the clutter included a page from a real Supreme Court case about child pornography. A lawyer for Desjardins said that her client wasn't responsible for the image selection. North 6 said that it also didn't have any creative input into the shoot.
Elon Musk says Apple is threatening to pull Twitter from its App Store. The new Twitter owner made the claims in a series of tweets on Monday. Musk says Apple didn't explain why, but that the company has stopped advertising on Twitter for the most part. Removal from the App Store would be detrimental to Twitter. Couldn't get any new users that way. No response yet from Apple on Musk's claims.
Coming up next, a library book decades overdue. What was with the book when it was returned?
And ahead in our next half hour, Brett Favre accusing the state of Mississippi of misuse of money. Just how much he's refusing to return.
This portion of News 3 Now is sponsored by Shopco Optical.
Cobuson Buses, now hiring.
My name is Mike Williams. I've been driving school bus off and on for 21 years. Here at our terminal, we're kind of like a family too. Somebody has an issue with a bus, other people kick in and help and get the job done.
Culligan Water delivers. From your first call, to your first sip, to your first soak. Culligan, give us a tap. The only water that comes with a van.
Experience does count. When you're shopping for new furniture, a mattress set, or flooring, come to the experts at McGann Furniture and Flooring in Baraboo. Our experienced staff is well-trained in home decorating and will answer all your questions so you can buy with confidence. You'll find big city selection and an enjoyable shopping experience. And remember, we don't raise prices only to lower them later for a sale. Come see the difference experience can make at McGann Furniture and Flooring, downtown Baraboo.
This holiday season, Ford wants to help you shine bright. So, this Black Friday, choose a vehicle in stock or simply place a custom order. Lock in your rate and you're protected, even if rates go up before your order comes in. Plus, thousands of vehicles are arriving daily, just in time for the holidays. This season, get into a 2022 Explorer SUV with 2.9% financing for 60 months at your local Ford dealer and shine bright.
Garage doors do not like the cold weather at all.
As soon as it gets cold springs, parts will burn.
At Precision, we can fix any make or model, usually the same day.
Rain, sleet, or snow, we're good to go.
Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
Wells Fargo lets you know where you stand with your FICO credit score. What if you knew where you stood with everything, like your future in-laws?
Hope you like cats.
I hope your parents like me. They're whispering.
The kitties like her.
Oh, can they tell I'm allergic? Tears of joy.
Welcome to the family. Like knowing where you stand? When it comes to your credit score, you can with Wells Fargo.
Excellent. I want it.
Cobuson Buses, now hiring.
Working with Cobuson, it's definitely been great because of the flexibility. If you do need time off, they work around you. They definitely try to make it a company that's based for you.
Visit Cobuson.com to apply.
Welcome back. We always ask you to share your morning with us. Kevin always sending in some stunners. I think we counted 9 deer in this picture.
Something like that, yeah. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I was thinking about this picture.
Do you think you
could
hit double digits if you tried?
Probably. Now, it's got to be kind of rare to see this many deer hanging out at once.
I agree, yeah.
This is probably a couple of family of deer.
What do you call a gathering of deer?
I have no idea.
It's a herd.
Probably.
It's a herd?
Okay,
Sure.
there you go.
I don't know. Maybe not. So I was thinking about this.
Okay.
So these deer are just hanging out. You get a couple of families together. You have a nice little gathering.
Thanthksgiving.
I'm about to say Thanksgiving.
They're having a little deer party here. And then they're interrupted.
By hunters?
Yeah, I mean, Kevin.
Kevin. He ruined their fun.
Do you think he went home with one or what?
No, I hate to think that Kevin didn't break up the deer party.
Well, I think they're just looking at him, right? Maybe they invited him along for the ride.
They were like, hey, buddy, we got plenty of room. Come
KCG, come take some pics.
Take your jacket off. Stay a while, Kevin.
We're digressing.
Shut it down. That fill my head.
Yeah, for an hour. No less. KCG, thank you for that picture. We appreciate it. It's 6:25. Up near the Twin Cities, an overdue library book is finally making its way home after 47 years.
It was. It must have been a page turner. It was the Chilton Import Car Repair Manual.
Riveting.
Things. It arrived at the library a few months ago through the mail. The book had a letter with it, too, explaining what happened, along with $200 to cover the overdue charge. Unfortunately, the book is not in good enough condition to lend out again. The library says they'll save the note of its journey back home.
Half a century.
I wonder exactly what that story was about what happened, because it had been something pretty...
Yeah, I know. I was thinking the same thing. Yeah. What's the story?
Like, what? Gotcha.
Have you ever lost a book before?
The book.
Like, I lose books all the time. Find them 10 years later.
So, well, quick look at our bus stop forecast. The good news is that it's going to be a mild start for the kiddos heading to school, but we are going to be looking at some rain, Chris, when you're going to be picking the kiddos back up.
All right, I'll plan accordingly.
Yeah.
Thanks, Julian. We're back after this. Don't go anywhere.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Some ideas seem good, but aren't.
Maybe she could sell her house.
What could go wrong?
Like listing your house, then dealing with all the trouble, expense, not to mention closing costs. We Buy Ugly Houses can buy your house fast for cash, as is with no hassle. Call or click to sell quick.
With Pick and Save delivery, it's easy to get your special holiday foods brought right to your door. And that's music to your ears. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
The holidays can be so stressful. So give the gift of wellness. Buy $100 in Massage Envy gift cards and receive a free $20 promo card. Keep your body working.
How do you use your energy? Inspiring a spark of creativity? Working hard to reach your goals? Thinking outside the box to bring your vision to life? At Alliant Energy, we're creating more clean, renewable energy every single day to power what matters to you. Because even during the most powerful moments in our lives, we're not thinking about power, we're thinking about a brighter future. Alliant Energy, powering beyond.
Ho, ho, ho.
It's Santa. We got a problem.
Introducing Sass, Sauce and Shells, a bold new restaurant on Madison's Capitol Square, combining the best of barbecue and shelled seafood by Chef Joe Perkins. Add a little sass to your lunch or dinner plans today. Open 7 days a week.
Excellent. I want it.
your fresh favorites from Pick and Save. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Some ideas seem good, but aren't.
Maybe these guys will buy our house.
What could go wrong?
Like rookie homebuyers who don't have experience you can count on. We Buy Ugly Houses has been buying houses as is for almost 3 decades. Call or click to sell quick.
Happening today, a showdown in Congress over the fight for same-sex marriage rights. What's in the bill House Democrats are trying to pass before the end of the session?
Controversy at the World Cup. The Iranian journalists asking questions of U.S. players ahead of the two countries' matchup later today.
And warmer temperatures this morning have brought in some foggy conditions. We'll talk about your morning coming up.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to News 3 Now this morning. I'm Leah Lynchide.
I'm Chris Stanford. Julian Seawright with your first warned weather today. Keeping an eye on some fog this morning. How's visibility looking out there?
Ooh, it's pretty low, Chris, especially if you're closer towards the Illinois state line and for I-39. Could cause some traffic issues, but let's go ahead and dive into it. Taking a look at our visibility map as of right now, you can see around 2 miles of visibility for Janesville, 2.5 for Platteville, and Monroe is about 1/4 as we're waking up this morning. So again, they're closer to the Illinois state line and going to be traveling north of I-39 or even south. It's going to be rather foggy this morning as you're heading out the door. Outside of that, just a visual representation of what we're looking at in terms of the fog. You can barely see the Capitol this morning as we're waking up. Current conditions outside of the fog, it's going to be cloudy. Temperatures 39 degrees, southeasterly winds around 13 miles per hour, which has brought in those milder temperatures through southern Wisconsin, which is why we're looking at upper 30s and even lower 40s for us. And those wind speeds are going to stay rather breezy throughout the course of the day. But one other thing you're going to have to know is make sure that you are bringing a rain gear with you as you're heading out the rest of the day, as we are going to be anticipating to start to see some rain now. So right now on our radar, we're looking at some snow developing in northern parts of Wisconsin. We're not going to be seeing snow just yet, but some flurries and showers could come into the later parts of our afternoon, heading into our evening. One other thing, it hasn't updated just yet, but west and eastbound of the flex lane on the Beltline has been closed for maintenance, just so you know for your traffic update. We'll talk more about the system that's going to be moving in later into today in just a few moments. Until then, back to you guys.
Okay, Julian Seawright, thank you very much. We appreciate it. It is 6:31. The U.S. Senate is set to vote today on same-sex marriage with hopes of codifying it into law.
And a Wisconsin lawmaker is one of the top advocates for the measure. Our Shane Hogan is here with what we can expect today. Shane?
Hey, Chris, that's right. The legislation the Senate is voting on today protects same-sex and interracial marriages, putting Congress one step closer to ensuring that these unions are recognized by federal law. Senate Democrats are moving quickly because the party still holds the majority in both the House and the Senate. The bill has gained momentum since the Supreme Court's June decision that overturned Roe v. Wade, and comments from Justice Clarence Thomas at the time suggesting same-sex marriage could also come under threat. The legislation has some support from Republicans who recently negotiated votes on 3 GOP amendments that would protect the rights of religious institutions and others to still oppose such marriages. If the bill does pass today, the House would still have to vote and then send it over to President Biden's desk. Over the past 2 decades, public support of same-sex marriage here in the U.S. has dramatically increased. According to the Pew Research Center, a November poll shows about 60% of American adults express a positive view of the impact of same-sex marriage being legal, and about roughly 37% have a negative view on the idea. And as recently as 2004, twice as many Americans opposed than favored same-sex marriage. And Wisconsin Senator Tammy Baldwin, who is the lead Senate negotiator on this legislation, will be having a live stream conversation with the Isthmus tonight to discuss today's vote. You can find that information if you're interested over on the Isthmus's Facebook page.
Shane Hogan reporting for us this morning. Thank you, Shane.
Other top headlines this morning. The judge who presided over the Waukesha parade trial says she'll make a decision on whether to run for the Wisconsin Supreme Court in the coming days. We spoke with Waukesha County Circuit Judge Jennifer Dorough after she garnered national attention while presiding over the Darrell Brooks trial.
It's been so overwhelming to receive so much support and encouragement to consider running for the state Supreme Court. It is something that I have had career aspirations about going back probably 5 or 6 years.
She has not made up her mind quite yet, though, and if she does enter the race, She will likely face conservative former Justice Dan Kelly, along with 2 left-leaning candidates who are in the race as well. The top 2 candidates in the nonpartisan February primary will face each other in April.
Retired NFL quarterback Brett Favre is asking a Mississippi court to dismiss a complaint against him. The State Department of Human Services wants him to pay $228,000. It's due to the $1.1 million the Mississippi Community Education Center had previously paid him. Favre returned that money, but the auditor says he still owes those extra dollars in interest payments. The lawsuit claims the Mississippi Department of Human Services groundlessly and irresponsibly seeks to blame Favre for its own misuse of the funds.
World Cup news this morning in Qatar. The men's national team has to play a must-win match against Iran this afternoon to stay in the tournament. But as the players prepare, it's becoming clear that the backdrop of the match was always going to be politically charged. At yesterday's news conference, Iranian state media journalists hounded the U.S. soccer team's coach and 23-year-old captain Tyler Adams with questions about inflation, immigration, and racism.
First of all, you say you support the Iranian people, but you're pronouncing our country's name wrong. Our country is named Iran, not Iran.
You know, there's discrimination everywhere you go. Like you just educated me now on the pronunciation of your country. So, yeah, it's a process. I think as long as you see progress, that's the most important thing.
Both teams say they're focused on today's match. Whoever loses will likely be eliminated from the World Cup.
A brief update in last week's homicide here in Madison. A police spokesperson says officers are still actively investigating, though they say at this point releasing specific details like the suspect's name or description could put the investigation at risk. Last Tuesday, 36-year-old Shantari Riley was shot and killed near the area of Lakeside Street and John Nolan Drive. Police say Riley was in a fight with someone prior to the shooting and may have known the suspect.
Police in Columbus are asking for help this morning, finding the driver of a vehicle that hit a crossing guard last week and didn't stop. It happened Wednesday in the area of West James Street and Dickinson Boulevard. Police said the driver, who's only being identified as a woman, was behind the wheel of this white Jeep. The crossing guard, who was wearing a vest and carrying a stop sign, suffered minor injuries.
Crews had to rescue 2 people from Cherokee Lake this weekend on the city's north side after they fell through the ice. They went through about 150 feet from shore. Crews say the water was up to their chests, but they just couldn't get themselves out. They were rescued. They didn't need any further medical treatment. The fire department, though, using it as a teaching opportunity. They're reminding folks our local lakes aren't quite ready for wintertime activities. It might be some time before they are.
It is 6:37 on your Tuesday. Look at all that fog out there. It is tough to see. We're going to show you where visibility is the worst coming up. And that's not even the biggest headline of the weather today. We have some precipitation on the way. It's going to start out with rain and eventually turn into snow. Julian will time it all out.
And a last-ditch effort to stop a strike that could devastate the U.S. economy. The details are coming up after the break.
At the Volkswagen Sign Then Drive event, you can make maintenance cost worries so last year. Hurry in to lease a new 2023 Tiguan for 0 down, 0 deposit, 0 first month's payment, and 0 do-it signing. Limited inventory available.
Garage doors are just like us. They don't like the cold weather. But if it breaks, Precision Garage Door is always ready. We always show up in a fully stocked vehicle so we can get the job done today.
Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
If you overdraw your account, Wells Fargo gives you an extra day grace period to avoid the overdraft fee. What if everything came with a grace period? Like accidentally parking where you shouldn't.
Hey, what about this one? Nah, that one gets an extra day. Somebody got lucky.
Like having an extra day grace period? When it comes to overdrafts, you can with Wells Fargo.
This holiday season at the Century House. Give $50 or more to charity and get $200 off any stressless recliner with power, any stressless recliner and ottoman, or any stressless office chair. Or get $200 off each stressless sofa seat or $400 off all stressless Mayfair recliners and ottomans in all Paloma leather colors. Shop the Century House, 3420 University Avenue in Madison.
ever put literally every single item in our store on sale, even the items that never go on sale. Every item?
Join us now through December 24th for our never on sale sale. Only at Rogers and Hollins.
At the Volkswagen Sign Then Drive event, you can make maintenance cost worries so last year. Hurry in to lease a new 2023 Tiguan for 0 down, 0 deposit, 0 first month's payment, and 0 do it signing. Limited inventory available.
Be prepared for winter weather. Trust the First Warn Weather Team to give you clear, timely, and accurate info. Keeping you safe and ahead of the storms. Your certified, most accurate team, First Warn Weather. Only on News 3 Now.
Celebrate a decade of thanks with us
at Geo's Garden Holiday Party.
Live December 9th at Goodman Community Center and streaming worldwide.
With fun and fundraising to help families of kids with special needs.
Find all the details at geosgarden.org.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says this week the House will consider legislation to avert a looming national rail strike. Multiple rail unions rejected a deal mediated by the Biden administration earlier this year. The main sticking point, they want more paid sick time. Without intervention from the federal lawmakers, rail workers could strike as soon as next week. Yesterday, President Biden called on Congress to pass a bill adopting the tentative labor agreement his administration brokered between rail employers and labor leaders back in September.
The President has been very clear. Shutdown is unacceptable because of the impact that it would have on jobs and families and farms and businesses and communities just across the country.
President Biden, meantime, will travel to Bay City, Michigan today, where he'll tour a semiconductor chip factory facility and deliver remarks on the economy.
The biggest active volcano on Earth is erupting right now for the first time in almost 40 years. Mauna Loa is flowing into the northeast rift zone this morning. It'll likely stop, though, before reaching a large town that's located right below. There are no evacuations ordered yet. All schools there remain open. Still a scary situation for folks living.
Terrifying.
Right
Terrifying,
there. Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, let's get to the visibility out there, because it is tough to see in a lot of spots, Julian.
That's right. We're going to get right into it. We are looking at some areas of patchy fog, which has lowered visibility throughout southern Wisconsin, especially if you're closer to the Illinois state line. We're looking at 1/4 mile for Monroe, 2 miles for Janesville, and 2 for Platteville in terms of visibility. And for Lone Rock, Madison, Watertown, and Juneau, about 5 miles. So make sure that you are taking it slow and using your low beams this morning as you are going to be traveling. Now, we got to talk about the system that's going to be bringing rain and snow. The First Warn Weather Team here has been tracking this over the last couple of days and has been stretching out snow from the Great Plains into parts of the upper Midwest early this morning, where we're even seeing northern Wisconsin starting to pick up some light snow and even some flurries for us. Now, it's dry right now. It's rather mild, but we are going to start to see some of those developments moving in behind a cold, strong cold front for us, which is also going to be bringing in some severe weather to our friends in the Mississippi Valley, which is listed as a moderate risk from level 4 out of 5 later into today. Now, for us, timing things out, we're going to see our morning mild, cloudy, going to be breezy. As we get into the afternoon, we're going to start to see some transitions from rain starting to develop here in southern Wisconsin. I'm going to start from the southwest, so Platteville will start to see some rain first, but once we get into our evening hours, that rain is going to start to stretch its way across the rest of southern Wisconsin, moving at an easterly track, where we're going to start to see that rain transition into snow behind that cold front, which is also going to be dropping temperatures rather significantly for us as we get into the overnight. Now, heading closer towards midnight, we are going to start to see that system move its way out. So we're not looking for too much in terms of more rain or even snow overnight, but we are looking about 1/10 of an inch of rainfall to be accumulated from the system. Areas to the north could see closer to 1/4, but we're not even looking at that much in terms of snow either. Trace amounts or less than an inch of snowfall is going to be anticipated from the system that is moving through. It's going to be rather quick, but the one thing that we're going to watch for is that anything that does fall on the ground could potentially start to freeze overnight. Flash freeze and icy conditions are going to be a concern heading into our Wednesday morning, as we're going to see temperatures really plummet as we head into the rest of our Tuesday night, transitioning into our Wednesday morning. Overnight lows are going to be in the lower 20s. It's going to be cloudy. It's going to be windy. Not going to be seeing much in terms of sunshine until we get into our Wednesday afternoon. So again, be prepared once we get into our Wednesday morning for some icy conditions for us, as temperatures are still going to be well below freezing. With a slow and steady is how we're going to start to increase temperatures getting into the back end of the work week and closing into the weekend. Friday nights could potentially see some flurries, but temperatures themselves will be in the 30s for us as we get from Saturday into our Sunday. We are also going to be giving you our first warn. We're watching for another system to bring in rain and potentially a mix into our Monday nights, transitioning into our Tuesday morning, where we could see some more flurries and even some snow showers for the area going into next week, guys.
Today, though, along with that precipitation, a big temperature swing.
It is about a 30-degree drop. It is going to really be cold for us.
Thanks, Julian. Tens of thousands of people are on the waiting list for a life-saving organ transplant. On this Giving Tuesday, Nichelle Medina has the story of a California woman who's changed the lives of 2 men by giving them both the gift of life.
And tell me who this is. This is Jen. He owns part of my liver now.
Andrea Yoakum cherishes this book, a gift from a man who was a stranger to her until she saved his life by becoming a living organ donor.
It's the most amazing thing that you can honestly choose to do.
And it's not the first time she's given this life-saving gift. The 54-year-old mother of 4 donated her kidney to another stranger, Texas pastor Yuri Carolero, in 2018.
It's a powerful thing to be able to have an impact on someone's life.
Just 133 living donors in the United States have given 2 organs to different recipients. Yoakum learned she could donate part of her liver while recovering from her first surgery.
I was insistent that I find out who I can help.
She went on Facebook to offer a portion of her liver, and a year later, Vietnam veteran Dennis Arnfelt of Iowa received his gift of life.
A single donor can save up to 8 lives.
The United Network for Organ Sharing, or UNOS, refers to Giving Tuesday as Life Giving Tuesday. More than 100,000 people are currently waiting for an organ in the U.S.
It's an opportunity for us to always be grateful for the many people that have made the decision to become a donor and to encourage people who have not yet made that decision to sign up.
Yoakum remains close with her recipients. She wears this necklace as an infinite reminder that her gift keeps on giving.
And he'll always be a part of me, and his family will be, just as I'm a part of him.
Forever connected and grateful. Nichelle Medina, CBS News, Santa Clarita, California.
Andrea hopes her story will inspire others to become living organ donors. If you're interested, you can go to the website registerme.org. That's registerme.org to answer a few questions and get registered yourself.
The immersive Van Gogh exhibit is open to the public as of this week over at the Greenway Station in Middleton. The exhibit is on a nationwide tour, allowing audiences to step inside the works of the 19th century artist. Giant screens and projectors are used to make Van Gogh's artwork seem larger than life and let you feel like you're a part of his canvas. Organizers say the exhibit is an experience for everyone.
If you think about it, Van Gogh's paintings are almost animated in and of themselves. So they lend themselves very well to this particular medium. And the creators of this are sort of like the Steven Spielbergs of this art form.
What a cool thing to check out if you have time this holiday season. The exhibit takes about half an hour to walk through. It's going to be in town through January 8th, so a little bit of time to go check it out in Middleton.
Very interesting. You know, that gentleman was right that Van Gogh's paintings are like in motion. They are very fluid. They're, you know, that's perfect, perfect way to experience it.
I have a copy of his Starry Night in my room, and I love it. I'll have to check it out.
One of a kind.
6:48 coming up in the morning sprint. Gas prices are back down. Why we're seeing that decrease and how long you can expect it to last.
If you got a little kiddo turning 3 soon, send us a picture. We'll show it on TV. We'll be right back.
This portion of News 3 Now is sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Warrens, Wisconsin.
Black Friday deals all month long during our huge Thanksgiving sale at Slumberland Furniture. Incredible prices, plus get 30% off on top of that store-wide. And don't forget, mattress shopping is easy, fast, and comfortable at Slumberland Furniture.
Oh, love that Chevy Blazer. That's our next SUV. Love that Equinox. That's our next SUV.
Nice Trailblazer.
It was love at first sight.
What?
The Chevy family of SUVs. Find new options. Find new roads.
Well-qualified buyers can get 2.99% financing or $1,000 cash allowance on all 2022 Equinox models. Plus, unlock your code to claim an additional $500 Chevy Cybercash. Visit ChevyCybercash.com today.
Ho, ho, ho.
It's Santa. We got a problem.
What can Sono Bello do for you? How about a new shape?
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. I just put this dress on that I haven't worn in over 10 years.
New confidence.
I can see a huge difference. Look at this.
New you.
I can wear a little black dress. I feel sexy.
With Sono Bello, you can permanently remove stubborn fat in just one visit. Don't wait. The results I've seen achieved are truly outstanding.
Schedule your free, no-obligation consultation with Sono Bello, America's #1 cosmetic surgery specialist, and find out how you can get $250 off. Sono Bello uses Tri-Sculpt micro-laser liposuction to remove your diet-resistant fat cells permanently for incredible transformations in just one visit.
I have one big regret. I didn't go sooner.
Call 1-888-622-8360 or go to sonobello.com.
Waiting sometimes is just inevitable. But if you're over 50 or live with a chronic condition, waiting could be deadly, because conditions like heart disease or diabetes raise your risk of serious illness or death from untreated COVID. And if you don't get treatment within days, you may not be able to get treatment. So, got COVID symptoms? Get tested and get treated right away. It can't wait.
Looking at mattresses?
Buying a mattress can be uncomfortable. That's why Slumberland has modernized the process. Right now, get 30% off select mattresses, like this Sealy Posturepedic mattress for $5.99. Slumberland, mattress shopping reinvented.
Habitat for Humanity of Dane County. Donate or volunteer.
6:51, time for the morning sprint.
The mother charged in the overdose death of an 11-month-old baby girl will be in court today. Kelsey Kinchy is facing charges of neglecting a child. According to the criminal complaint, the July 20th, 2021 date, the baby had 13 times of the amount of fentanyl in her blood than what's considered fatal for an adult. Her cash bond was set at $4,000 earlier this year.
A teenager taken into custody for his alleged involvement in a drive-by shooting. It happened in Jefferson over the weekend. Police say Sunday afternoon, no one was hurt when bullets hit a home on South High Avenue. 3 adults and 2 kids were inside at the time. 4 teenage boys were questioned in connection to it. 1 was arrested. Police believe it was an isolated incident.
Madison police are investigating after they said multiple boxes of vape pens were stolen from a gas station on the city's north side. They say 4 people were seen walking around the mobile gas station on North Sherman Avenue just after 11:30 Sunday night. 1 person kicked open a glass door. 2 people entered the gas station. So far, nobody has been arrested in connection with the incident.
A protester holding a rainbow flag and wearing a shirt reading "Respect for Iranian Women" on the back ran onto the pitch during Monday's game between Portugal and Uruguay at the World Cup. Security staff quickly intervened and got the guy out of there. They also say he had a "Save Ukraine" printed on the front of his shirt.
There are some new displays hanging up at Verona Area High School this morning. 12 Native American tribal flags were unveiled yesterday. Each flag was donated by the tribal nations. Student staff and a Ho-Chunk Nation elder participated in the event. Going forward, the flags will be a permanent fixture at the high school.
Kellyanne Conway, who served as White House senior advisor to then-President Donald Trump, met with the House Select Committee investigating the January 6th attack yesterday. The in-person meeting lasted about 5 hours. The committee has not publicly subpoenaed Conway. She told the reporters, though, that she voluntarily appeared before the panel.
America's 4th largest city is under a boil water order following a power outage at a Houston water purification plant. More than 2 million residents are now left wondering whether what comes out of their tap is safe to drink. Houston schools closed yesterday. They'll remain closed today. Area Kroger stores say they're having trucks deliver bottled water constantly to try and meet demand.
The white supremacist accused of killing 10 black people at a Buffalo supermarket this year pleading guilty to 25 state counts. Those counts include murder and hate-motivated terrorism. The 19-year-old opened fire at Top Supermarket in May with a legally purchased semi-automatic rifle that he illegally modified, killing 10 and wounding 3 others. A sentencing date is now in the books for February 15th.
Oil prices in the U.S. are hitting a new low not seen in nearly a year. They're down to $81 a barrel. That's the lowest price since January. Analysts say fears about COVID restrictions and lockdown protests in China have caused a dent in demand, leading to lower gas prices in the U.S. According to AAA, the national average for a gallon of gas is now $3.55.
According to a report backed by the UN, the Great Barrier Reef is in great danger. It comes after scientists performed a 10-day monitoring mission of the Australian coral reef this year. They concluded climate change has majorly affected the reef's ecosystem, recommending to place the Great Barrier Reef, which is one of the world's 7 natural wonders, on their in danger list of World Heritage Sites.
In Chicago, a plane from Kansas landed at O'Hare yesterday after a report of smoke in the cargo hold. Quite the scene there. Take a look. The Atlas Air 747 landed without incident and was evacuated as emergency crews surrounded the plane. The good news here, no one was hurt and regular operations continued at O'Hare.
And going ahead and planning out the rest of our day, it is going to be a foggy start for us here in southern Wisconsin. You can hardly see anything outside here in Madison. And we're going to hold on to that fog until we get into the later parts of this morning. It's going to be cloudy, it's going to be breezy, and make sure that you bring some rain gear as well, folks. We're going to be looking at showers developing around the lunchtime hours, sticking around for us throughout the rest of our evening until that system starts to move its way out, but also could be bringing in some flurries or some snow showers to the area as we get closer towards the dinner time hours. Now, outside of that, the 3 things we'll need to know. Showers are mainly going to be this afternoon, snow mainly later this evening, but as we go into tomorrow, it is going to be a cold one. Be prepared for potential ice development going into our Wednesday morning. Outside of that, it's going to be smooth sailing heading into the weekend.
Thank you very much, Julian. Have a great day, folks. We'll be back here with another news and weather update in about half an hour.